Hello, beautiful people. What's going on? Today I'm going to do a list. You're gonna see a lot of fragrances in this list. It's gonna be a top 15 fresh fragrances for cold weathers or winter. I think I've done this video in the last few years as well. Like, since I live, the main theme, understand this, main theme is I live in a very hot and humid kind of climate, sort of like a weather, not climate, sort of weather, and most of the time it's hot and humid. So we're very fond of our fresh perfumes, citrusy, more watery, aquatic fragrances. But when winter comes, it gets kind of cold, like cold. What I mean by cold, it gets about reaches up to 8 to 10 to 8 degrees. So that time it's kind of like cold, and the fog makes it very much like a cooling sort of experience, but we still love our freshies. So here are 15 fragrances from my suggestion. I think it will work in your condition as well, even better, if not the same. When you actually want to reach for something freshy in the cold weather winter, these are some fragrances which has actually good performance and they smell darn good. On most part they have great performance, but I chosen them for the smell. Okay, so I have ranked them from 15 all the way to 1 with some honorable mentions, and I have one tie, so you're gonna see a lot of fragrances. So you get the idea, like these are freshies for winter. So let's go from the honorable mentions. First honorable mention, these are all discontinued or hard to find nowadays, so they are honorable mentions. Otherwise, if you can find them at good pricing, let's say under like somewhere near the retail price, it's a good buy, great buys. Okay, first thing is Invictus Aqua, the vintage version. I was about to sell it off like last year or so, because I was not reaching for it, but this has great memories with me. This particular perfume, it's a beast mode fragrance for all year round. It has the Invictus like smell, but on me it lasts more than Invictus. So honorable mention number 1 is Invictus Aqua, the first vintage version. Second one is a discontinued gem. I call it gem because it is a gem, but at this present moment the fragrance is very, very expensive, so I would not recommend you to go and buy this at like those kidney sort of prices. That is Acqua di Essenza. See, you have seen my recent review, older review. This is always a beast mode fragrance and the best from this line, but prices are very, very expensive, almost to the niche point now for 75 ml. So I putting that in the honorable mention. Third honorable mention, you can find these, but it has actually been reformulated, I hear, and I'm not quite sure. That's why I'm not putting in the main list. But this is one of my most favorite beast mode fragrance for all year round, and actually it works better in the cold weather. This Azzaro Chrome Legend, very, very beautiful fragrance. It has this aquatic, oceanic sweetness, a tonka bean. It also has, I think, a tea note. So very nice, almost like all there, almost the whole day it lasts on me. Okay, but the new cap is kind of like changed from this one. So if you find this older batch, that would definitely be in the top 15. Azzaro Chrome Legend, discontinued fragrance. And last but not least, this would definitely be in top 5 if it was in production until now, but the prices are very expensive. I cannot put this in the list because it's going to be unfair. This is from House of Dior Aqua Fahrenheit. So the 4 that I showed you just now, you can consider them to be in this list if they are available in your market. If you can get them in your local market, you can give it a try. So let's hit the main list. So I'll start with that only tie here. They are not by any means like similar or anything, but I wanted to put both these fragrances. I couldn't take out anything else from this list, so that's why they are kind of like a, let's say, tie. First one is gonna be John Varvatos Artisan Blue, and the second one is gonna be Silver Scent by Jacques Bogart, Silver Scent Pure, the white bottle. Okay, why are they here? First of all, this one, it's, people know that this is a blue fragrance, but this is not really blue. Very beautiful bottle and very inexpensive also. Okay, so you get 125 ml with this, very nice, from John Varvatos. But here's the thing, this is kind of like a blue, watery, but at the same time kind of like herbaceous green feel to it. So that smells really good in mild cold weather. You can almost, early winters, you can reach for this in daytime. It will be really refreshing and very unique experience. That's why I put it here, John Varvatos Artisan Blue. And this one right here, Bogart House, you guys know these are all inexpensive, but Bangladesh, it's like $35, I think, around $35. No, not $35, $25. Okay, outside I think it's $15. So the pure one, you get this very nice sort of a fresh smell. Okay, you get fruits, musk, also freshness from it. Really, really beautiful bottle, and 100 ml. This is a beast mode performer. So that's my number 15. Number 14 is a fragrance. I really think this fragrance is underrated. No one really talks about it, but this is a very beautiful DNA, the original EDT. I wear it during the summer. This one I reach for more in cold weathers. Polo Blue EDP, one of my most favorite looking bottles in the whole fragrance game. Really nice and aquatic, but with a touch of incense, something like a patchouli or incense, either one. It gives that sort of like a darker vibe to the fragrance, or perhaps leather, I'm not sure. But it doesn't become very choking. It smells like very fresh in the winter time in Bangladesh. So I would say if you're going for work, office, great fragrance, Polo Blue EDP. The new ones I haven't tried. There are two new, I think, flanker of it. I haven't seen them. Okay, so 13, I'm gonna go with Paco Rabanne 1 million cologne. This perfume needs a lot more love. People love 1 million Privé, the Lucky, as well as Absolutely Gold. This one right here, it's an aquatic take on that 1 million. It's very sweet, still very sweet, but with a touch of watery notes and rose. And the rose here, it's kind of like a very unique rose. It's not like a women-like or feminine rose. In the winter time when it's cold, it's really gonna hang around about 8 to 10 hours plus. Plus the performance, apart from the performance, it smells really nice. It's gonna settle down nicely, develop nicely in cold weathers. I think this is a brilliant masterpiece from 1 million line. No one talks about it, hidden gem, 1 million cologne. Number 13. Number 12 is a known fragrance. Everybody knows this and everybody loves this. This is Ellis 360 degree red, peppery version of Acqua with a bit synthetic vibe. Outdoors, like outdoor activities, if you're going out for, let's say, trade fairs, book fair or anything like it happens in Bangladesh in winter time, it will project everywhere. Everybody's gonna love this smell. Okay, but just the only one fact about this perfume, it's from up close it smells a little bit synthetic. That's it, and a bit overpowering. So go easy with the trigger. Ellis 360 degree red, number 12. Number 10. This is another hidden gem fragrance. I purposely picked them. I could have picked a lot of known fragrances, I didn't do it. The reason being, I want to show you something different. The good thing about this fragrance, it has this mint or this color green, very nice frosted glass. Okay, Carl Pearson, I think one of my favorite reviewers from UK. He is the one put me to this fragrance. Okay, he put me up to this fragrance. Sorry, he said this is a fragrance you wear, especially cold weather, freshy, and he's spot on. It has this watery notes, green notes, like citrusy mint, and then the sweet notes at the bottom as you see the green. Brilliant bottle, and then you get 125 ml from this. Very inexpensive. Smells like lot like Jean-Paul Gaultier, La Mole, Superman, or Popeye Eau Fresh. That's the reason I did not put those fragrances in this list. I did this one. This is very affordable, great fragrance, and you just wear it, you see how long it lasts on you. So that is, yes, it's very nice fragrance. Okay, Joop Homme's Port. This is my number 11. So now entering in top 10, these are fragrances, all of them are in order because I prefer them in terms of smell. The performance could be like more or less different with these, but I think the smell wise I preferred them from 10 to 1. Okay, so bear that in mind. Number 10, classic. This is a perfume people know it's a summer freshie, yes, but a freshie you can also wear all year round because of that performance. Carolina Herrera house, not many fragrances you can say it's a fresh fragrance can last all the time. This is a fragrance definitely lasts. This is my 200 ml. That looks a bit different. The 100 ml you can see through the juice in these two parts. So the thing is, it used to be called 212 NYC, the vintage one. Nowadays it's called 212 Men. People say the fragrance has this peppery sort of smell, grassy smell. Yes, definitely grassy, vetiver, but at the same time fresh. Like rough usage, everyday usage. You're going for school, college, university, you need half dare of a fragrance. This is like half dare means like a fragrance that will last half day. This is a fragrance you can easily go 4 or 5 sprays. It will last you half a day. Okay, so still very potent green fragrance for me, but fresh. A classic, always will be in my rotation. 212 Men or 212 Men NYC number 10. Number 9 is a fragrance. This is also known as a fresh perfume, but I think this is more of a cold weather scent than hot weather scent. This is very fresh with the yuzu, very sharp. It got sweetness, it got some aquatic touch, and it's very different. This is the classic Bleu De Chanel. This is a newer formulation. It does last very long time on me in the cold weathers. Okay, it is about 7 hours longevity. So the perfume, it's like I mean, in my humble opinion, I think this is BPI version. I think not really. BPI version supposed to be like an older version, right? I don't know. I am confused. But you get 125 ml from this. The one thing I do not like about this perfume is that these caps, the lids are so big. So if you have this kind of bottle, great. If you had a smaller cap, it would be nice. But when you put this on, absolutely massive. If you buy a bigger bottle, you can knock it off from the table and it will break. Very nice scent, still a classy scent. In the hot weather, it smells really bad. It smells like cockroach to me, you know, like I'm sorry, it's just in the high heat, the yuzu becomes very sour, very off-putting. But in the cold weathers, champion of a fragrance. Bleu De Chanel Purom, the original by Miyake. Number 8, I think, yes, number 8, yes, Afnan Supremacy Silver. Okay, this perfume is one of the best buys in my recent days. It's not very expensive. It's similar to Club de Intense Man pricing, but look at that bottle. Heavy cap, and it is clone of Aventus, which is why I'm not putting Aventus. You can get this under $35, $40 around there. This perfume, it is so good. It does last very nicely, 6 to 7 hours easily on me, on the shirt, and it smells so fruity, fresh, clean kind of Aventus. Very fruity and no alcoholic blast, no syntheticness in my humble opinion. It just smells so good, guys. In cold weathers, you put this on, little bit breeze hits you, people around you look at you, you know, like they know that you're smelling good. It's better than Lavender, definitely. Al Haramain's Lavender, and even City Neem. It's good. It's more beast mode than this, but the overall composition, I prefer this among all the other Aventus clones. Check out Afnan Supremacy Silver. Very nice perfume. That is number 8. Number 7. This is YSL Kouros Silver. Yes, I'm putting all my underrated fragrances. Apple, mint, tonka. This smells a lot like, if you love Eros, this is beast mode. It lasts 3 times more than Eros does. Okay, Kouros Silver. This perfume, people say, hey, it's old, Kouros is not nice. This smells nothing like Kouros. It has freshness, but that sweetness when it hits you. If you go out clubbing, guys, you know, like this is a clubbing fragrance in cold weather, you know, like a fresh perfume, still has that apple, green apple. But Kouros Silver, it's one of the most underrated fragrances in my humble opinion, ever. Kouros Silver, my number 7. Number 6, and we're gonna hit the top 5, which are gonna be really big. Like those are some of the best fragrances your money can buy. But this particular one was like inching towards, like, you know, inching closer towards the top 5, but I put it a little bit like number 6, like still in top 10. One of my favorites, Beast Mode Longevity. It's a blue/green fragrance, discontinued but still can be found. This is Bleu Dissey, Purom by Issey Miyake. Look at that bottle, guys. I mean, you do not see nicer looking bottle than this. It looks lovely. My brother Mikalis loves it. Well, he just loves it. He has backup bottles. This is discontinued but still can be had for 40-45 bucks. I think this perfume is also 125 ml. Yes, absolute bargain. And the lead, it has the Issey Miyake, the what you call the detailing, and this is, I think, not plastic, this is metal. Very heavy cap, so really nice. I have to wear this a little bit more. If you want unique perfume in this whole lineup, this is the most unique fragrance you can smell, and it takes a little bit time to grow on you, but once it does, this is just glorified. This is amazing. This is what I call another hidden gem. Bleu De Chanel Purom by Issey Miyake. I'll put down the names. Now time for top 5. This 5 makes me very excited, because you see these, you'll be like, we love this fragrance, so these are great. Number 5, I'm going to start with the alternative of Invictus Aqua. The one I showed you is discontinued. The Invictus Aqua got a new version, but not as good as that. So I would suggest Rasasi Hawas. I'm here in 2019, they changed the juice color to grey, and it's not as purple as this. This is a 2018 bottle. So Rasasi has produced a lot of great fragrances. You guys know I focused on Rasasi more than any other reviewer. I reviewed the most number of Rasasis, I proudly say so. Rasasi owner saw my reviews and he actually was very happy. He sent me a few gifts as well. But apart from that, Hawas is a gem of a fragrance. It is light. Okay, many people say it has longevity issues. No, guys, if you put this on your shirt, okay, my good brother, fragrance with Steven, I think he, fragrance with, not Steven, Steve, or Steven, both. His names are both, I'm confused sometimes, but he's a good brother of mine. He gets about 18 hours from this because he lives in a cold weather country, you know, like a cold country. This one, it smells like fresh breeze, simple as that. It has sweetness, but it's not as strong as Shura or Darij. So these are more of your freshie. You can wear it in summertime. Everybody loves this smell. It's so good. So the perfume, I actually finished 2 other bottles before this. I will always have Hawas in my collection, you know. So try to get 2018 or before bottle. Then I think you're gonna get I don't know about the new formulation, but this is pretty damn nice. So I bought this recently. Definitely worthy checking out. Rasasi Hawas, number 5. Number 4 in this category. This is the reason I think Essenza can be staying out of the list for cold weathers. This is a fresh perfume with touch of darkness, okay? Acqua di Gio, this is Profumo by Armani. And check out these bottles. I mean, these are some bottles you just want in your collection, you know? Magnetic top and everything, got a big bottle as well. So this perfume is fresh, but touch of this patchouli and some incense, I think. And the fragrance is the reason why I'm not putting Dylan Blue in this list. Dylan Blue and this are very close, okay? You can pick up Dylan Blue any day. I'm not saying this is not worthy of being in the list, but they are very, very, I mean, they do the same thing with similar sort of performance. But Dylan Blue, I showed you a bit too many times, so I'm not showing you today. Dylan Blue is fantastic still. It's one of the better fragrances in the community, but Acqua di Gio perfume is that smell. It's so special. It's like smells up class posh. You rock this with a suit and people pass you by. They know you're not wearing something cheap. So that is what makes it special. The spiciness, that little bit darkness makes it so beautiful in the cold weathers in the evening time. Acqua di Gio perfume, you pull it off in the evening time. That's when this is so good. Cold weathers, freshy, cannot get any better deal than this from this house. Okay, Acqua di Gio Profumo. Number 3, Bvlgari Aqua Amara. Okay, this perfume I just wore it this evening. It's 2014 version. This is I also have 2015. They all last a long time. So Amara now I hear is discontinued, but I think from this line, this and I think the Marine, really fantastic. But this is my pick for the cool weather winter. You get this sort of like a fruity note at the same time, a little bit darkness, but it's mostly very unique fragrance. Okay, you do not get any fragrance that smells like this. Got this orange as well. So Aqua Amara, get a bottle of this if you really want all year round fragrance. This is all year round great fragrance for the from the house of Bvlgari. Number 2 and number 1. Okay, these two are like no brainers, and you see them, you know, like these are a little bit more expensive in designer line, but this particular one, number 2, it could have been easily number 1. The only reason the number 1 became number 1 because of the performance beaten the performance of this, and you can have that little bit cheaper than this. That's the only reason this is number 2. Otherwise, this is a gem. If your money, if you can afford this perfume, buy it by every mean, you know, any mean. This is the best version of this fragrance, guys. Okay, the perfume is great, EDT is great, but this is the best. This is Bleu De Chanel EDP. My bottle is almost finished, but I just wore it recently, and trust me guys, on my shirt it went 15 hours plus on my shirt. On my skin, 8 hours easily. So it is a little bit dark. It doesn't really work in hot weathers. None of the Bleu De Chanel work in hot weather for me at all. But winter comes, Bleu De Chanel EDP is so good, guys. It has this beautiful magnetic top. Chanel produced some gems. This is one of their gems. Okay, the parfum is also very nice, but tad bit expensive. Okay, so Bleu De Chanel has one of the best openings in the fragrance game. Make no mistake. So if you want to buy the best version of it, get a Bleu De Chanel EDP, 150 ml if possible. It will be really, really executive and like high class, upper class blue scent that works fantastic in the cold weathers. Okay, Bleu De Chanel EDP, number 2. Number 1, you guys know if I talk about Bleu De Chanel, what's other one? It's Dior Chanel, Dior Sauvage. Sorry, I went through. I think not me. I actually like decant some, you know. So I actually purchased 5 of these bottles, 200 ml. And I had so much experience with Dior Sauvage, it's like a no-brainer at this point. Any list that I make, Dior Sauvage always in it. I do not like it all the time because the smell gets boring after a while. But coming back to, you know, like the reality, what gives you the best performance and the price point wise this is cheaper than Bleu De Chanel, and what gets you compliments, what projects? This version, EDT version, the EDP parfum and the very cool spray, I don't think they come close to this, the value of this. So winter time, summer time, anytime, this is the king, overall king, in my humble opinion, any segment. Even though you hate it at sometimes, you know, like YSL EDP is better. There's the debate. I do not own it yet, but this, number 1, Dior Sauvage EDT. Also, you can try the YSL EDP, fantastic fragrance as well, but the price is a little bit more expensive, in my humble opinion, compared to the quality of Dior Sauvage. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Long video, but there are many fragrances, so check them out. You can give them try in the shop. Perhaps some of these will work for you. See you soon. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. and signing out. Bye bye.